Good morning, everyone. So we could bring you the regular update on the current watch collection. So we're now in Q2. So I thought, well, I'm trying to do them every quarter now, or every half a year. So at least then I can sort of see how my collection has changed over time, and just to share my sort of how my collection's changed really with you guys over time. And I'm here bringing you the new updated look of my collection as of today, 10th of April 2025. So I think the biggest news I've had with my current collection is the addition of one more watch and the sale of two watches out of my collection. We'll start with the additional one first. So those of you who might have noticed from my previous video that I had the Lunar, this watch that's sitting outside here in the box in place of this one here. But if you've already looked, you could probably get a guess at what it is already in there. And today is also going to celebrate the day I officially make this part of my collection. As you can see, all of the tags are still on it, and the seal. So this is the new watch I've had added to my collection. Let's remove that piece of plastic for the first time, and hopefully the last time. Sharing that experience with you of revealing that watch for myself. So this is the Bulova Lunar Pilot, the 96A225 edition version. I didn't go for a special version because I wanted basically I wanted the closest one to the original that Dave Scott used up in space. So the whole Bulova Lunar Pilot hype comes from the fact that they were used in the Apollo missions. This one specifically, well, not this one, this actual watch, but this design of watch was used in the Apollo 15 mission in 1971, and it was also used as the backup watch for Dave Scott when his Omega Speedmaster, because you might have seen the Omega Speedmaster, it looks exactly like this, and it was a backup watch for that in case that broke. This is made of surgical grade stainless steel, so it was made for the to sort of withstand harsh conditions, atmospheric pressure and stuff like that. So it's just a piece really of a space exploration history and showcasing Bulova's skill set. I also wanted to get myself a Bulova in my collection. I really wanted one. I just didn't see one that I liked, and finally I found it. I've gone for the normal NATO strap. I've got a couple of additional straps with it. This was given to me by the seller. The actual retail price of this is around about £500 or so, but I managed to get it from the seller for around about £350 with the straps. Managed to sort of get some haggling going on there for it, and it was a pretty good purchase in my eyes. So that's the first sort of big news that I've had added in. You also might notice there's no Rolex Oyster Navy dial anymore. That's been sold, and the rainbow-looking Timex Q issue Prism edition, that's also being sold. That's being cleared out of my collection, hopefully in this quarter. So before we move on to the other ones in my box, let's move on to this one that's just on the outside. This is my Luminous Master Carbon Steel Deep Dive Edition. It's limited to around about 1 out of 750 models. It's the 3802 edition, came out maybe a decade ago or so. I'm guessing there a little bit. Original retail price around about 500 or so. I did originally have this on the on a default NATO wetsuit strap, but I found that, I don't know why, I wanted to go back to the I had it on a mil spec for a little while, and I quite liked it like that. I think it blends in with the casing. I've also got the compass on there. I do use the compass every now and then. This watch I usually use when I'm going to bed, because of the high intensity luminous effect you get from the hands, and for football and stuff like that, because it's made of Carbonox compound, which is essentially it's carbon fiber mixed with metal to make sure it's really light and very tough. So it's nice, rigorous watch that I can wear, and it's actually worn and trusted by the Navy SEALs. This is when it was first released. They probably have got a new watch now, but they were worn by the Navy SEALs back when they first came out, and I simply fell in love with it when I first saw it because of the perfect dial for me. The perfect tint of blue with the nice bold effect from the hands, and overall the overall look really. I like the blue and the red theme, as you can see from the Pepsi. I've got that going on there. I just simply fell in love with the dial, and I even love it today. So yeah, that's my Luminox Navy Master Carbon Seal, still in my collection. Let's put that down for 1 second. This hasn't moved out of my collection either. This is the Accurist Greenwich Masters Grand Complication GMT 320W. So this was basically a celebratory watch between the Royal Observatory and Accurist to basically go into the new millennium. So it was released in around about 1997, this watch, and it was released to celebrate essentially a partnership and created with a very specific movement in mind to provide I think there's only 200 models released, a very limited edition model, and I can't find I can't get a value for it, but I've requested one. I don't know the value of this watch at the moment. So it was made to bring a brand new era of quartz into the new millennium. So obviously being released in 1997, they wanted to go into the new millennia with a brand new sort of style watch and movement that was unique to it. Obviously it's a full grand complication with moon phase, day date, leap year, month, 24-hour clock, chronograph as well, working chronograph. It switches to chronograph mode if you need it to, like that, and a full working moon phase as well. Quite a complex thing to set up, but quite easy to do once you've got used to it. And I've also added a strap, got a strap made up for it. One thing I forgot to do on the Bulova was to just remove the thing, so you guys can join me on that adventure of removing the label. Hopefully my scissors aren't blunt. I can't remove those. So here we go, guys. This is me officially adding the Lunar Pilot to my collection. I haven't even got to cut it off, I just remove it like that. There we go. All the plastics are removed, and the time is, I set the time the other day because I couldn't wait. But yeah, it's officially added to my collection now, Lunar Pilot. Next on the list is the Seiko Prospex Speedtimer. Now this has caused me a little bit of a, not discomfort because I enjoy it, but it's caused me a little bit of sort of a debate between me and my friends and about what strap what strap looks best. Now you might have noticed in the previous video, in the previous quarter collection video, that this was on a metal strap. Yes, it was on a metal strap, but then since then it's probably changed about 4 times. And the last one I've decided for this one that I finally set my heart on, also the why I was so long doing this video, was I finally found the idea, which was to have the black strap. Now, the white strap I found on this made the watch look like a toy watch. It was really sort of weird thing. As much as it matched the dial, and you should have a white strap to match the white dial, I found this black made this white pop, and simply I fell in love with this watch really mostly because of that bright white dial with that perfect tint on the chronograph buttons there with the jet black dial, jet black tachymeter bezel. Sorry, this watch made me find a liking in a black and white watch. I'm not too fond of the panda look on the Rolex Daytona, for example, but this watch made me like a black and white watch. But in my eyes, this white dial is not just white to me, it's extremely white. It's proper white to me. It made me fall in love with a proper white and black watch. So for me, it has a special place. This is actually the Seiko Prospex Speedtimer, a 1969 recreational model. So it's a tribute to the original Seiko Speedtimer that was made in 1969, which is also one of the first automatic chronographs. This operates on a quartz movement and is actually powered by the sun as well. It's got like a 2-year life battery, but then you can increase the life of that battery by being in the sun. It charges through here. It's got its own power reserve, and it's also charged by the sun. It just represents a true sort of heritage, really. So about it, guys, I just had to do something on my computer. Yeah. Now this next one was one of my very first sort of watches, along with the Luminox itself. I wanted a Quartz Pepsi back when I first bought this, and I wanted one that was Swiss, one that was fairly decent quality, and this one's lived up to that name over the years I've had it. Yes, it might not be the best on the market, but to me, I feel like I can tick the most boxes with this. It's Swiss. The bezel is nice. I feel like the markings could be better on the bottom, but actually the whole functionality of it is perfect. The Jubilee strap's nice, and the overall craftsmanship I find is nice, and it's a good sort of price to pay. Oh, I forgot to mention on the Seiko, that's around about £590, the original retail price of that. This Mathey Tissot Pepsi retail, I think I bought it for around about £290, and it just offers a classic design with Swiss craftsmanship going on with an accessible price, really. Yeah, they were founded in 1886, this brand, so it's been around for a long time. But I think if I was to have any watch I could have, obviously being realistic, say under £20,000 retail price or so, I would go for a probably a Rolex Pepsi. I just love the blue and the red design. With the busyness of the hands and the G&T hand, just gives a nice amount of functionality to it, and yeah, I quite like seeing when that G&T hand appears over the day. So that's still in my collection, probably will be there for a while. The next one I also had, this one's a bit more of a recent addition, not so much in the last year, or not so much the last sort of couple of quarters really, but I probably got it about a year ago or so. This is the Fossil Decker CH2647. I call it the No Time to Die edition because there's an Omega, either a Seamaster or yeah, I think it's a Seamaster, that looks black with rose gold increments or orange increments, and that was the idea behind this one. I quite like the look of this. When I saw it, I thought, yeah, it's really smart. It looks exactly like it. I also quite like how the chronograph operates. You get like it counts every 2 seconds rather than every second. I quite like the fact that it counts out. It's very similar to the Bulova actually in that way. But one thing that always fascinated me by this one is I feel like this is a watch. Now you might see this if I say it to you, but do you think this watch looks like one of those watches you might wear in a radioactive zone? Do you think? It's one of those sort of radioactive looking watches, almost like what would happen if you put a Geiger counter and a watch together. What would happen, how it would look. This is how I feel like how it would come out. It's just quite a nice sort of aesthetic really in my eyes. And this retails around about £114. It's probably one of the cheaper watches in my collection, but I'm no sort of snob on prices. If it's something really nice and I like it, I'll take it. It's fine. Obviously with a matching strap as well. Now another one, I saw this in a shop up in Chelmsford, probably last year or the year before that, and it was simply the Tissot PRX mint green T137410 model, the Quartz edition, as you can see from the ticking going on there. This is based on the original 1970s design, reimagined obviously with modern taste, and that mint green dial just adds a bit more of a sort of a fresh contemporary touch. I quite like what drew me to this originally was that dial. I really wanted that Tiffany style dial. I've always wanted one, and this instantly popped to me in the shop. I saw it and I was like, yes, I love it. One thing I particularly love about this watch is you get 2 sort of colours with it, depending on how you angle the watch. If you angle it down a bit more, or depending on the light, you can angle it a certain way that it becomes a bit more of a sort of a lighter blue. And that to me was what hit me in the shop. I saw that and I thought, it's beautiful. And when I saw it up close, actually, one other thing, you get that sort of darker green as well, a bit more of a minty colour. One thing that really drew my attention to it when I got it up close was the smoothness and the sleekness of how this case moulds into the strap here. And it's just a perfect curve down into it. And the actual strap itself, yes, it's got some scratches on it, but the actual strap itself is a really nice sort of comfortable strap. There are more comfortable ones, but it's a really nice design of a strap, and it's quite easy to adjust. The adjustment set links are tiny, so you can tailor it to a bit more of a custom fit really. If you've got giant links, it can be quite hard to tailor it to exact specification, but I'm quite picky with how I want my straps, and this meets that requirement like most of them. So there you go, guys. That is my current collection as of 10th of April 2025. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one.